At the beginning of the 1900s, an American cookie company made something really special. They took two crunchy chocolate cookies and added a sweet vanilla cream in the middle. That's how the Oreo was born. From the very first bite, people loved it. And even after more than 100 years, the Oreo is still one of the most popular cookies in the world. But have you ever wondered how Oreos are made? What happens behind the scenes before they land on your plate? How does that perfect crunch and creamy center come together so perfectly every time? In this video, we'll take you inside the Oreo factory and show you each step of how the world's favorite cookie is made. So get ready for a fun and sweet journey. If you love cookies and fun facts, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel for more awesome stories just like this. The birth of the Oreo. Oreos were first made way back in 1912 by a company called the National Biscuit Company, which we now know as Nabisco. Today, Nabisco is part of a big company called Mondelez International. The very first Oreo was simple but so tasty, two dark chocolate cookies with creamy white filling in the middle. People loved it right away and it quickly became one of the most famous cookies in the world. At the beginning, Oreo only came in the classic chocolate and vanilla flavor. But now, there are so many fun options like peanut butter, mint, red velvet, and even birthday cake flavor. Here's a cool fact. The first Oreo design had a pretty wreath of flowers around the edge with the word Oreo right in the center. Even the look of the cookie was special. Getting the ingredients ready. Before Oreos can be made, all the ingredients need to be prepared just right. Every little part matters to make sure each cookie turns out tasty and perfect. Let's start with the basics. The main ingredients in an Oreo are all-purpose flour, sugar, cocoa powder, vegetable oil, salt, and baking soda. The flour they use is called all-purpose flour. It comes from wheat farms in the US. Before using it, the flour is sifted to remove any lumps so the cookie comes out smooth. It's important not to mix the dough too much because that can make the cookies hard. Oreos are meant to be crunchy but light, not tough. Also, if the flour has too much protein, it can ruin the soft texture we all love in an Oreo. Next is sugar. Oreo uses fine white granulated sugar that also comes from local farms in the US. This sugar is ground very fine so it blends well and keeps the cookies smooth. Sometimes, powdered sugar is used too, but it must be sifted first to remove clumps. Surprisingly, Oreo cookies aren't super sweet, only about 15% of the dry mix is sugar. That's because the cookie is made to be just sweet enough to go perfectly with the creamy filling in the middle. Now comes the special part. Cocoa powder. This is what gives Oreos their rich chocolate flavor. The cocoa comes from cacao beans grown in warm countries like Ghana, Ivory Coast, and Indonesia. The beans are picked, roasted, and ground into cocoa powder. But Oreo doesn't use just any cocoa. They use something called alkalized cocoa. This cocoa has been treated to remove its natural sourness. It gives the cookie a dark color and smooth taste. If regular cocoa was used, the cookie would look lighter and taste a little sour, not the Oreo flavor we know and love. Make it in the cookie dough? The journey of making Oreo cookies begins with mixing the dough. And it's done on a huge scale. Big bags of sugar are the first to go into giant mixers. Then come the cocoa powder, salt, and a few secret ingredients that give Oreos their special taste. After that, a stream of canola oil is added to make everything stick together and turn into a thick, chocolatey dough. Each ingredient is added in just the right amount. Here's the basic mix. 40% flour, 25% cocoa powder, 15% sugar, 15% fat, like oil. The rest, a mix of special ingredients. These all go into powerful machines called industrial mixers. Once everything is in, water is added to help the ingredients blend well. At first, the dough looks like thick chocolate soup. Now here's a cool step, literally. Dry ice is added to the mix to cool it down quickly. Why? because cold dough is much easier to handle. It doesn't crack when it's rolled out, and that helps the cookies bake evenly and stay nice and round. After the dough cools for about 30 minutes, a leavening agent is added. This helps the cookies rise just a little when they bake, giving Oreos that perfect crunchy bite. Shaping and stamping the cookies. Once the dough is all mixed and ready, it moves on to the shaping part. First, workers scoop the dough onto a long conveyor belt. Then it goes through big rollers that flatten it out to just the right thickness, nice and even. This step is super important because it makes sure every Oreo cookie is the same size. Now comes the fun part. A stamping machine presses the famous Oreo design into each round piece of dough. You know that cool pattern with the word Oreo in the middle and the little flower wreath around it? That's what the machine stamps onto every cookie. It might seem like a small thing, but that design is a big deal. It's what makes the cookie stand out. And let's be honest, cookies with cool designs just feel more fun to eat. Believe it or not, this machine can stamp around 6,000 Oreo cookies every hour. That's a lot of cookies being made super fast. Baking the cookies. Next, the shaped and stamped Oreo cookies take a ride down a long steel conveyor belt and head straight into the oven. But this isn't your usual kitchen oven. It's a giant industrial oven that's about 400 feet long. Yes, 400 feet. That's longer than a football field. The temperature stays steady around 360 DEF, which is just right for baking these cookies. The cookies only stay in the oven for about 10 to 12 minutes. That short baking time is perfect. It makes the outside nice and crispy while keeping the cookie from getting too hard. Once they're baked just right, the cookies come out looking dark, crispy, and full of that rich chocolate smell. But they're still hot. So before the creamy filling goes in, they go to a cooling area to rest and chill. Because even cookies need a break before the next step. Cooling the cookies. As soon as the cookies come out of the oven, they get a blast of cool air from big industrial fans. This cool air helps them set quickly and keeps their nice crunchy texture. Then the cookies roll onto another moving belt. Here, workers keep a close eye on every single cookie. If one is cracked, shaped weirdly, or baked too dark, it gets taken off the line. Only the perfect cookies move ahead to the next step. Watching all those Oreos rolling down the belts one after another is kind of like watching a chocolate river. It's super busy but also kind of relaxing at the same time. Making the cream filling. While the cookies are baking, the creamy middle, the part everyone loves, is being made too. The cream starts with a few simple ingredients: powdered sugar, vegetable fat, corn syrup, vanilla flavor, natural or artificial. Emulsifier, this helps everything mix well. First, the powdered sugar and vegetable fat go into giant mixers. These mixers spin super fast and whip the mix until it's smooth and creamy. The room is kept at just the right temperature so the oil doesn't separate. Next, they slowly pour in corn syrup. This makes the cream soft, stretchy, and a little moist, perfect for that melt-in-your-mouth feel. Then they add vanilla flavoring, which gives that sweet and yummy smell. The thing is kept cool between 68 and 75 DFF. That way, the cream stays soft and smooth, but also thick enough to stay in place between the cookies. Filling and assembling the cookies. Now it's time to put the Oreo together. The creamy filling is loaded into a special system that pumps it onto the cookies. Tiny nozzles squeeze out just the right amount of filling, making sure each cookie gets the perfect swirl. The system is perfectly timed, so each swirl of cream is the same height and shape. Once the cream is on half of the cookies, the other half drops down gently on top, pressing the cookies together just enough to spread the cream evenly. This part of the process is super fast. It can make up to 3,000 finished Oreos every minute. After the cookies are sandwiched together, they move through a cooling tunnel. This cools the cream and helps the cookies stay firm and ready for packaging. There are also strict checks during this step. If any batch of cream doesn't meet the high standards, it's tossed out, making sure only the best Oreos make it to the next stage. Packaging the Oreos. Now it's time for the final step, packing. The finished Oreos move into an automated packing area where special machines with robotic arms carefully group the cookies into sets of 11. These arms gently lift the cookies and place them into plastic trays. Once the trays are full, they move to the sealing machine. The trays are tightly sealed to keep the cookies fresh. After that, the trays are packed into boxes, ready to be shipped out all over the world. Whether it's to stores, supermarkets, or right into your kitchen cupboard, the Oreos are on their way to make your snack time a little sweeter. That final crunch. Let's be real. Keeping a pack of Oreos closed for more than a few minutes? Ha! That's tough. They're just too tasty. Now that you've seen how much love and care goes into making each Oreo, maybe your next bite will feel even more special. Doesn't it make you want one right now? What's your favorite Oreo flavor? Classic? Double stuffed? Or maybe one of the crazy new ones? Tell us in the comments. We'd love to know. If you enjoyed this sweet little trip, give this video a like, share it with your Oreo-loving friends, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel and turn on the bell so you never miss out on more fun and yummy stories. Thanks for watching, and see you next time with more tasty facts and cool countdowns.